Hey!
Hey!
Okay. Well, actually, guys, it's the second time we see each other because we were having an amazing conversation and Zoom just shut off, right? So we are going to start everything again just for you in live right now.
It's all good. It's all good. Just quickly, we can fast pace it. I'll quickly introduce myself. Hi, guys. I'm Jan. I'm half English, half Turkish. I was born and raised in Turkey, lived here 18 years. Then I moved to England and I lived in England for 6 years. And just last week, I've just moved back to Turkey again. And what do? I work in the film industry at the minute. So I work on sets, I do some acting, I do some freelance video editing, photography work. On big productions, I've only worked as production assistant, so editor or whatever. I haven't done anything massive yet.
Soon though.
And yeah, so I'm a bit all over the place, but I'm making it all work out for me right now.
Amazing. So yeah, we were just saying that you actually went to the UK in order to study videography a bit like deeper. Right?
Yeah, so what I studied, I went to the UK in 2016. I studied at Salford University. My degree was called Professional Sound and Video Technology.
Yeah, right.
And then I was saying that's how I met Shanann, because I was looking to do some photography work, camera work, and getting to know all the aspects. And I had put this message on a Facebook group,
Yes.
models group, where I was looking for models to shoot for free. And Shanann messaged me and she was like, hey, can we do a shoot tomorrow? Because next day I'm flying back to France. And I was like, well, yeah, okay. So we met up, had a great day with Shanann, took great lots of pictures. And although we've only met once, and that was that day, we've kept in touch all this time.
Yeah,
and here we are today. Yeah.
Amazing.
How amazing.
And so it's been like 3 years. We are so friends with 3 or 4, I think, so friends together now. So yeah, and I'm so glad we can talk today because you have an amazing accent. Actually, your British accent is so amazing, so sexy. So it's amazing.
Stop it.
I love it. All right. So yeah, so you were actually born in Turkey, and then because your father was also speaking English, you actually learn English.
Yeah, so growing up, I'd have sentences. Half of the sentence would be Turkish, half the sentence would be in English. So I was a bit confused growing up.
Yes.
But that didn't mean I didn't have to study the language, because to actually learn a language, to write formal letters, to write decent paragraphs, those are like things you still need to sit down and learn properly, because there's a structure to it. Same with Turkish and English, so I had to study both to get them precise. And even till today, to be honest, I do make a lot of spelling mistakes, and I only blame autocorrect for that, because I'm so used to, when texting, autocorrect.
Yeah,
and it's like you don't learn, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow, it's all right.
But it's fine, I guess. Technology helps.
Yeah, right. We're all going to make so many grammar mistakes in the future. It's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
So basically, do you have any tips to get a more like level up your English level?
Well, to get into a fluent state, obviously, it's just practicing on websites like Duolingo or whatever. Like, I'm not dissing Duolingo. Duolingo is a great platform. At one point, I was trying to learn Italian, and Duolingo really helped. But to get fluent, comfortable with a language, it's you need to be out there speaking with people. Although your sentences, the structure might not be correct, that doesn't matter when you're trying to communicate one-on-one with people. Long as people understand what you're trying to say and you're pushing yourself, that's all that matters, because communication doesn't have rules really. Psychology has rules, but communication doesn't. So long as you're trying, long as you're genuine, long as you have that energy, and people can see it, that you're trying to say something and they're also getting excited about it.
Yeah.
That's when, I mean, the best way,
That's great.
best example of this is something like, imagine a subject that you have absolutely no interest in, but this one person who is like really excited about that subject comes to you and starts talking to you about that subject with excitement. Although you're not interested, because they're excited, you get excited listening to them, and it's just matching that energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's all starts within yourself. Long as you're doing your best. I mean, everywhere there's going to be some people laughing at you. Like it could be what did he say? Blah, blah. But you know what? just laugh with them. Laugh at yourself.
That's a great tip.
And that goes with everything, to be honest, not just learning.
Actually, yeah. You know, if they laugh, sometimes it's really fun. Like even me, you know, a lot of time people telling me, "Are you French?" I'm like, "Oh, is it my accent again?" And I'm just like, yeah, really laughing about it because I know it's there, and at the same time, actually, it's fun. That's right. So just having fun with your mistake.
Exactly.
And
being able to laugh at yourself, it's a sign of confidence.
Oh yeah, and you know a lot about it, right? Confidence, amazing. Yeah, actually, confidence it's really important. Maybe we can make another video about this because Japanese people are well known to be really kind of really shy. So
okay.
So yeah, getting like to learn more about how to be confident and how not to be shy, how to really like, I don't know, be your higher self. So that
sure.
Sounds amazing.
I'm not a massive guru, but I'd like to think I know what lies on the basis of it.
If
you know what I mean.
Let's dig in next time. So let's still focus on the subject for now. We have so much to talk about. That's why actually I love talking to you, because there's always next thing to talk. But anyway,
I know it like always like adapts into something new. Like there's always a new subject that comes up. Yeah.
I remember actually. You remember like actually we talk about memories, but like when we were I was just coming back from Manchester. We were talking like until like, I don't know, I was talking to you until like 4 a.m. or something. Just like it's just like so long. I was like I don't know what we were talking about, but anyways, all right.
Yeah.
Back to the topic about learning languages. So when it comes to get a better, like more business English, would you have any recommendations? Like YouTube channel maybe, or
listen, as I just said, like someone who wants to get more into business, first of all, you need to be comfortable with the language, to have the control, to have a business manner, if you know what I mean. So you need to shake off all that, how am I going to speak and whatever. And once you start gaining control in how you deliver your words, your speech, that's when you can think of more formality, I would have thought.
Yeah. And so do you have any, like, maybe did you use any books or?
I think the best way to go with it would be to watch films, watch YouTubers, because naturally what our human brain does, we adapt certain things, the way we speak, the way we act, from what we perceive from other people without knowing.
Yeah.
So some will have some influence of some person, the way they say something. It could be a joke. It could be the way they walk. It could be the way they hold themselves. It could be the way they talk. So the more you feed your brain with all this natural information, and you start adapting a part of yourself to that. It's like giving yourself to a role with acting.
Yeah.
Before you act, there's a lot of study, a lot of preparation that goes on mentally and information-wise.
Yeah. So what you mean is that like unconsciously we are gonna mimic the people we watch. So
exactly, that's the level you want to get to.
Yeah,
that's the level you want to get to.
Actually, sometimes I found out that, you know, when I get really into some person online, maybe like I get, oh wow, I really love what they do or whatever, I start to listen to them, and then I realize I'm using the kind of same expression or something, like just getting out of me just because I've been listening to it so much. And it's just, I don't know why actually humans are kind of reproducing the same, but it's so interesting.
It's like psychology, isn't it? It's strange. It's got a strange science behind it.
So fascinating. Amazing. But yeah, that's so true though. So okay, if you want basically to learn more about kind of business or these kind of things, the best way would be to acquire it kind of naturally by watching and listening to businessmen talking about business.
I would think so. And also, like, everybody has different ways of learning. So not necessarily what I'm saying here today is going to be suitable for everybody.
Yeah, right.
But knowing myself, if I need to learn something, this is the best way I end up learning things.
Yeah. Actually, do you have any kind of, how to say, insights or recommendations when it comes to actually learning to learn? So how do you learn faster and more efficiently? If you were like, okay, like next year I'm going to learn a new language or these kind of things, would you have any kind of, how to say, techniques to be able to learn faster? And
this is a hard one.
Oh yeah.
First of all, I think if you're looking to learn a language, you need to be surrounded by people who are speaking that language.
So what if you can't?
What if you can't? It's harder.
I mean, maybe physically speaking you can't, but maybe online you can meet people, or
100%. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of new platforms that are out there to have like pen pals that you end up talking to. I mean, even if you don't subscribe to anything, worst comes worst, there's Omegle. Just go onto Omegle and just location-wise tap America or UK.
I don't know Omegle actually.
Oh, Omegle is a weird platform. It's
right. Let's just talk about it. Oh.
Okay, so, whatever.
I mean, is it worth it? I don't know.
I mean, you do end up seeing some weird stuff on it, but like,
what is he talking about again?
It's basically a platform where you're randomly speaking to, on the spot, you'll get assigned to a stranger and you'll just start talking with a stranger. But it could be, some people are weird.
I guess so. But...
Some people come up weird, but then you can just refresh the page and then suddenly there's like this bunch of 13-year-olds trying to find some people to talk to. But then eventually you end up coming across someone who's pretty decent, and then you start talking about
decent.
and it's suddenly like, it's pretty good. Yeah. Sometimes for fun, I do go onto Omegle and I'm like chatting to strangers, and if I'm really bored, I'll do it. Yeah, but you need to be careful with your IP address and everything. Like it's not the safest, but it's fun.
Okay, yeah. There are also like other stuff, maybe more safe, like safer, like italki or HelloTalk or...
Yeah, if you need to subscribe to it or put an email address in and everything, then it probably is safer. Exactly.
All right, yeah. So you think that surrounding yourself with people who actually speak the language is to actually... So you think that to learn the language, you need to speak it, basically?
Definitely. Yeah.
So it's not by just learning by yourself or these kind of things, and maybe like it's not only about focusing on reading or listening. Like output is also very important, you think?
Well, before you output, you need to be able to listen and understand, I guess, because before you process the information, if you put something out there, it's not going to really it's not really going to fit in together, I should say. But that does not mean you shouldn't be trying. I think if you're trying to talk and you're just basically trying to run without having your first steps, and you want to learn English in the next year, just go full out on every aspect. Go full out on reading, writing, listening, talking to people. If you're going to make mistakes, make those mistakes. Continually make the mistakes, but go full out on it. You'll be fine in a year. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Yeah, actually, I think actually, from the start, starting to output is important, but definitely like input is also important. So doing both at the same time is, I think it's best if I have to give my own recommendations. But yeah, input is actually really important, like listening a lot, reading a lot.
100%.
And just the language is just going to come naturally, as you were talking about like earlier, like kind of we kind of mimic and stuff like that. It's just the brain is going to, I don't know, to understand. It's going to catch some patterns and all this stuff, and it's just things that happen subconsciously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like, even if you're listening a lot and you're trying to write a lot, but let's say you're not really practicing to talk, you're not practicing to meet people, it's not really helping you, because I don't know what it is with languages. There's a completely different barrier when you're reading something, writing something. You might be at a very good level, but if you've never spoken it and suddenly you need to speak it, when the moment comes, it becomes a freeze, it just, you need to get over that. And to get over that, the only way to do that is just work on it.
Definitely. It depends actually a lot on your goals as well, but usually like people really want to learn English to have conversations. So definitely like practicing speaking from the beginning is actually, it's key, right? You cannot learn how to speak without speaking. You need to practice.
100%.
Yeah. And
but knowing, for example, my cousins in Turkey, the way they learned their English completely from films and playing PlayStation games.
Oh.
Completely. Like, obviously they studied English. They went to, they had English classes in school. I don't think they took extra lessons, but growing up, we always played PlayStation, and when you go through campaigns, there's a story. It's not just, this is just a game. That there's a story being told, and suddenly at some point you're like, so what is this story saying? What are these characters talking about? What's the issue here? What are we doing? So suddenly, from what you've learned at school and what you're seeing, you're trying to process the two informations. And plus, talking with my dad over the years, after 20 years, their English is at a really good level now.
And they never
although it's not like fluent, it's not fluent as mine, and some of their sentence structures it's not strong, but it's more than good enough to be able to have a good conversation with somebody. They can literally sit down with any British, American, Australian person and have a good conversation with them. Although some of the sentence structures may not be correct, when it comes to dialogue, it doesn't matter. So that's the point.
It's all about communication, but actually it makes me think like it's funny you are talking about stories, because story is very important to stimulate the brain to learn, because when there is a story, first, stories have been used for so long in order to, share information and all this stuff. We just love stories. It's just, that's how humans are. They love stories, and we can learn, like, I think it's about like 22% more. Like we are going to memorize basically stories 22% more than facts. It's so amazing. So basically, if you just have a story to learn, you are going to be so excited, motivated, and your brain is just going to want to learn. So
100%. Yeah. 100%. There's that game, isn't it? the memory game where basically how many like there'll be these cards. Let's say there's 30 cards, right? And they're all closed. So one by one, you open them. You say, I don't know, randomly, this one. Somebody opens this one, and there could be a photo of a lion on it. And then, okay, next time you close it, and your job is to open the lion, then open a new card, close both, and then on the third time you open the lion, open that second card, and then add a third card. And each time you do this, you need to guess with the correct order.
Oh, yeah, okay. I got
right?
it.
So the way to work on that, it's a psychological technique. You create a story. So you'll, for example, with this, it will be the lion woke up and walked to the tree. For example, if it's a tree photo, it walked to the tree. And then it could be, I don't know, something extremely random. A watch, and found a watch at the bottom of the tree. So suddenly you're thinking, lion woke up, walked to the tree, and then found a watch at the bottom of the tree. So you're pressing the line, the structure, you're only remembering it through the story.
Yeah, it's about
Connecting things, exactly. I'm not sure how much this would help with the language, but it helps your brain. The stimuli of your brain, it really helps it.
Yeah, actually it works very well. Like for me, for example, like if I want to learn, like I'm going to get really into learning kanjis, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm gonna deconstruct the kanji into, actually the kanji is like many like small how to say lines, and how to say, there are like I think like 1,000 lines or something anyways, and if I put just one meaning to each line, then I can kind of create a story with each line, and then when I have the whole kanji, it's making a story. So basically then I can learn the kanji. But yeah, so when it comes to, it's just like memo techniques. So for example, if I want to learn some vocabulary, like if I connect this word to a story, or just like something it reminds me or of something, like there is like similar pronunciation, like just like making connections between things is going to help very much to learn, especially vocabulary, I think. Yeah, that's powerful stuff. Amazing.